car. She's actually sitting right next to the car in a bubble. These are protective bubbles that you can keep your car in if you don't drive it a lot. But here she is. I know this car very well. My very first classic car was actually the exact same car. It didn't have a powerful motor like this one. Mine had a small 302, but it looked pretty much the same. Something you're gonna notice that is different than the pictures is that we added the louvers in the back. This is a $700 piece that is very specific to cars from this era, and I think it just looks very, very cool. Okay. This car is very customized. You'll notice things like there are no door handles on the car. Okay, any other car in here has door handles. This is a special system. It's actually called door poppers. So with the remote, you just press it, and that opens the door for you. Okay, that is a pretty little cool system that people really enjoy, because what it does, it leaves this very clean. There's no handle, there's no hole. It's you know, it's kind of cool when you open the door. Driver's side opens the same way. It's against the bubble now, so I can't do it. You can always open it from the inside with a normal handle. And if the battery in the car were to go dead, you know, you think, how can I get into the car? There's actually a secret button down here that will also open the car if you ever need to get to it. Okay. Anyway, let me start with showing you a couple things. Well, one thing is, in the pictures, you'll see the car almost looks black. It's called black jade, but it's really, I mean, other than the reflection that tells you how nice the paint is, but you'll notice that it's, yeah, over here. There's actually some green in it. It's actually very dark green with little gold flakes in it. I don't know if the camera can capture it, but it's a very expensive and very cool paint job. A couple extra things that the car didn't have originally. The shaker hood. This is actually connected to the motor. This is the air filter. So when you start the motor, when you accelerate, this vibrates, and that's why they call it the shaker hood. Okay. Then these are the hood pins. I need two hands for this. Okay. Those are just a safety to avoid the hood from opening at speeds. This is actually just from race cars. The car does not need it, but you know, it's a nice little piece to have. Motor. This is a 351 Cleveland, I believe. Cleveland comes. They made the 351 both in Windsor and Cleveland, depending on where they were built. There are minor differences between the two motors, but they're basically the same displacement. They can make the same power. This car has a lot of extra parts in it. Okay. This is what they call the import bar. This is a piece that they add to make the frame more stiff, more sporty. This is the modern air conditioning system. So this car has what you would have as far as air conditioning in any modern car. The serpentine belt setup with all these billet parts, that's a $3,000 setup. That is, it really doesn't do much other than looks, but people at shows, they love this kind of stuff. This is just attention to detail. The chrome alternator is just a very, very well put together car. This is an enormous radiator. This is a full brand new aluminum radiator from a brand called Be Cool. It has electric fans. That way it doesn't, normally she would have had a big mechanic fan here that takes away power from the motor. This way you have better airflow. The car will never overheat. This is built very well. That's the power booster with the power brakes. You will see everything in here is chrome. Everything is new, very well put together. There's your air conditioning radiator in front of the normal radiator. You know, underside of the hood is it's a little light. Let's see here. It's finished in black like it should be. The interior of all Mustangs, always this part here, the inner fenders, the firewall back there, the other inner fender, they're always painted black. Doesn't matter what color the car is. These are the suspension parts you can see up here. We'll look at them from underneath too, but I just wanted to show you the shaker hood. This is a very cool piece. This assembly here, it's about $1,000. It goes on top of the carburetor, and it just feeds fresh air from the outside through that hole. What that does is it gives you more power. You don't want to have warm air going into your engine, because actually the colder the air, the more power the engine will make. Okay? If we go inside the, well, I want to show you, these are actually stickers. They're not painted over. So if you guys don't like it, you can take that off. I think it really looks good in a car. Let me try and get, it kind of complements the lines. Those were correct stickers for the era. If you had a Boss 302, those are the stickers that would have been in the car. But again, those are up to you if you want to remove them. No big deal. While we're outside, these are non-factory. These are the bullet style, you know, rear view mirrors. They're really cool. Honestly, not great for looking behind you because they're a little small, but the whole idea is they're aerodynamic and they don't, you know, take away from the lines of the car. A couple more things out here. The car would have said Mustang here. It doesn't right now because the guy wanted a clean look. This is your fuel cap. These lights, they look pretty much the way they did in 1969 and 1970, but those are actually LED lights. So again, upgraded parts all over the car. New chrome, rims, tires are much bigger than what they would have been in the original car, and really complement the car. So they are what they call torque truss. So they resemble the shape of proper rims for the era, but they are much bigger. These are, let's see, I don't remember. These are 17s, while the original car would have had 14-inch rims. You see the Willwood brakes in there. That's a very expensive setup, very nice. The best you can get for classic cars. And you see the exact same brand in the back. Keep in mind this car would have started life with drum brakes in the back. So they converted the whole rear end of the car to Willwood brakes. And if we open the door, I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. And we go inside, and you have to excuse me, but I'm very close to this car, so I don't want to scratch it. Okay. Door panels, pretty much stock. The look of the car when it's off, let me get in all the way. Ugh. Okay. The look, and let me get this price tag off. The look of the car is very stock. And, oh, by the way, this is the original price for the car. Okay, so we have discounted the car enormously, and there's $85,000 into the build. So this is one hell of a deal. As I said, all this is pretty much stock. Doesn't look any different than original. When the car is off, that kind of looks stock too. The steering wheel is obviously custom. It's from billet aluminum. But I wanted to show you a couple things that give the car away. When you turn it on, I can't start it in here unfortunately, but I just want you to hear it. Nope, wrong key. It's not easy to do this one hand. See that? And you hear a little buzz. That's actually from the custom radio that turns around. I'm going to show you what happens when you turn it off. So when it's off, it looks like there's no radio. Nobody's going to steal it. You have the air conditioning controls under here. And this is the best part of the car, in my opinion, that really makes a difference. This is a 5-speed gearbox. The car originally would have had a 4-speed. This might not sound like much, but I mean, it's a completely different gearbox. The whole part is completely different underneath. And what that does is it gives you more options. Normally, if you had a 4-speed car, you had to choose between short gears for a lot of acceleration but not speed,